Hey, welcome back YouTube to yet another video for the love of cobs. I have another closer look video again at one of my newest corncob pipes. In fact, it's one of the newer, in fact, newest corncob pipes available through Missouri Meerschaum. This is called the featured Cobalt Legend. Let's take a look. All right. So where do I begin on this guy? I've got a lot of just I don't know, call it stories or reflections when I think about the Legend corncob pipe. One which I have not added to my collection before this one came along. And I've not really said much about my pipe smoking journey in any of my videos or my I've talked a little bit about how I maybe discovered corncob pipes, but years and years ago when I first started dabbling with pipe smoking, I was kind of the typical briar snob. And really, in fact, anytime I saw a corncob pipe, usually in a drugstore or something like that, I kind of dismissed it like it was a prop or like a joke, or not for a serious pipe smoker. And so for a long time, a lot of years, I did not even give the corncob pipe a second look. What I didn't realize was that very likely the pipe that I was turning my nose up at in the drugstore was a Missouri Meerschaum Legend. And so, now fast forward to sometime last year, started getting into corncob pipes and actually have moved almost entirely away from my briars. But here I am now with a Legend in my collection. Now, this is obviously not like your typical Missouri Meerschaum Legend corncob pipe for the primary reason that it has an acrylic stem. It is a premium pipe. Now, another funny story, and this is kind of crazy how this came about. When I discovered this pipe was available, I mean, it was like maybe the first or second day that it had become available. But I'll tell you the story with the risk of this dragging out a little bit. But I've talked about my Missouri Meerschaum leather tobacco pouch, which I really enjoy. It's very nice. And what I found when I got that pouch was that a lot of my corn cobs did not fit in the little pipe compartment at the bottom. And so I started thinking, well, maybe I need to find a pipe that it's gonna be a good smoker, not something that's gonna be like a mini or the shortstop or something like that. But I want a nice, like, serious pipe that I can take with me on the go that's gonna fit in this pouch. And I started thinking about going with something like a Legend or a Washington, maybe even the Let Freedom Ring, something in that scale. And I even thought if I go with something like the Legend or the Washington, I'd like to add an acrylic stem to it, probably something in that cobalt blue color scheme, because I've seen that combination before and it looks really, really nice. That light cob, light shank with that cobalt blue stem. And I had this thought, and I thought maybe I'll go to Vermont Freehand or something like that, order the cob there, get the stem with it. And then lo and behold, like the very next day, I opened up corncobpipe.com, and right there at the very top of the screen was the Cobalt Legend. Almost exactly what I had envisioned. And so, and for 20 some odd dollars, $22, something like that, I thought, this seems like a no-brainer. So here we are. And I've had this bad boy for, again, maybe a month or so, 4 weeks. And this one has become a very easy pipe for me to reach for probably all the reasons you'd expect. I mean, the Legend it's legendary. It is a good smoker, even just in its original kind of stock form, according to everything that I've read on it by people who have the Legend and love the Legend. But so I mean, it is a great smoker. But what I really enjoy, and I've talked about the stem, because it's more or less the same stem that you find on the Icelandic cob. It's also, incidentally, the same stem you find on the Mockingbird, which I just featured in a previous video. Just a different color, right? But it's a great For me, it's one of the more comfortable stems that comes on a Missouri Meerschaum pipe. And so I love it for that reason. I really enjoy the Rob Roy shape. But here's why I reach for this so often. In addition to all those other things that I've just said, I reach for this because it's not going to be an hour-long smoke. And a lot of times I find that the 35 to 40-minute session is kind of the sweet spot for me. And so even when, my top pipes are kind of ready to pull off the rack, I reach for this one because I want a good 30 to 35 minute smoke. And I know that's what I'm going to get with this one. So, after a few weeks, I've already put about 10 sessions on it. Like I said, it's given me anywhere from 35 to 45 on the long end. So averaging about 40 minutes on the smoking time. And it is just a great little pipe. I love it, and as I anticipated, it fits very nicely in my leather tobacco pouch, and so it's one that I can easily take on the go with me. And I know just because it's a slightly smaller form factor, it's not going to diminish the quality of smoke at all. And so if you haven't picked this one up and you're looking for a very nice looking, great smoking, premium corn cob pipe that's not going to push you toward the top of your price range, this is an easy one. I mean, this is a no-brainer, and so I would highly recommend it. And I'd love to hear your experience with that. I mean, what do you have the Legend? And which version of the Legend do you have? Because I know there's a few different bowls, cob shapes that it comes with. Do you have the Cobalt Legend? And what's been your experience? Also, and I'm probably gonna delve into this a little bit more in a future video, but what was your first impression of the corncob pipe, and what's been your journey toward the corncob? I'd love to hear more about that too. So you can comment below on any of those things, and I would love to hear from you. But again, I hope this video has been helpful. If you're considering the Cobalt Legend or just a little curious about it or whatever, maybe this has added some value. But wherever you're at right now, I just want to say, and again, thanks for watching, and stay lit. And I look forward to seeing you next time.